Okay, first thing then we'll look at is your setup. If you look at your left arm here on that left-hand side, that looks a little bit kind of bending into the body there with your address, okay? And that kind of just sort of curvature here in the arm now is going to cause that elbow to bend a bit more. And then when it bends on the way back, it's then going to be leading a lot. So if we look at the backswing here now, this on the left-hand side wasn't actually going any further in terms of the shot. As you go back, if we go sort of halfway, when your hands and your left shoulder are kind of level, you can see again that sort of hinge here in the arm starting to increase, and the club hasn't really gone up that much. Where we compare this one here now, okay, you're hinging the wrist there now, and the left arm is maintaining its end a little bit more. Now the swing itself was not actually that long. The last 2 or 3 we did were longer, but this we only went back so far. To be fair, we were saying do a slightly smaller swing, which is fine, but it shows even going just this far, how you were getting 80 or 90 yards when you were going all the way up here and then continuing on to there, you weren't getting any more yardage. You were creating potentially more power by having the club way up here, but when you come back to the golf ball, because the face was aiming out to the right, it was a more of a deflecting shot, so you were losing speed, and it's going very high with a lot of side spin, so you're losing energy there left, right and centre. So if you look at that backswing position here now as you start coming back, at no point now, so your left arm there, still quite a bit of hinge there, still quite a bit, sort of starts to straighten about here, but as you come through you can see now this kind of zigzagging line, where there's a lot of stress on that left wrist to try and do this. Well, if your left wrist is coming through sort of scooping that way, you're adding loft to the golf club. The club's generally going to be aiming out to the right there as a result of that there, and it's that weaker shot. You look at this movement here now as you come back to the golf ball, again left arm is maintaining a nice width in the swing there now. As you come back to the golf ball, look at that impact. Just look at those 2 images there. In terms of your left arm, that there from the left shoulder down, almost a straight line. If we go from the left shoulder down there now, like a sort of a ski slalom going zigzag that way, whereas this one now is much more down to the golf ball, and that's there giving the golf ball much more energy. If you look at the height of that ball there now, that's coming up at quite a high trajectory. That one's coming off a little more of a penetrating flush, again a much better launch angle, bringing that launch angle down with a squarer club face. As you then go through now, look at your head staying down, left elbow pulling in. Look at the comparison here.
More rotating much more.
Everything's turned more. Your peak of your cap's following the arms. The left arm, as we can see now, looks a lot more natural into the side of your body there, rather than sort of this lifting up. Your glove hand now is starting to disappear around just the natural turning of your body. If I stand here now and have my arms like so, we'll go this way, and just turn towards the putting green here, you can't see my left hand here. If I do this, you will see it. So the image on here, the fact we can kind of see your left hand here for the majority of that swing until it sort of disappears behind your hat, shows your left arm is kind of doing a sort of movement like this, which is holding the club face open and adding loft to the golf ball, which then sends it even higher to the right. Then, because we said, because you're fighting that battle of, I don't want to go right, I want to go more towards target, we start to sort of pull it more and keeping the head down more and just standing closer, as you said. And if we go back to the start about your address position where you were standing too close, the act of being too close and too much on top of the ball put that club in a tilted position, caused your left arm to have to bend because you just couldn't stand in that position sort of with a straighter arm. I'm not saying straighten the arm or lock it, but your arm should be hanging down fairly naturally from the shoulders there. If it's sort of bending out sideways, the act of bending your arm, using your bicep to do that, and that's using muscles. Once you start putting tension into your swing, speed is gone, isn't it? Okay, so you started to get that feeling there, and we said it was interesting when we did the numbers on the ball speed. Up to 60 mile an hour before was always going right. We had a couple towards the end that was like, one was about 71, 72 that was like 6 yards right, and I think they went about 61 or 60 where it actually went left to target. So for me, the things, if we're looking on the screen there now on the left hand side, ball speed will be interesting to sort of see just how fast we're swinging the club and hitting the striking the balls. That's if we can get into that 60 plus range and still maintain the ball on the green on the golf course, we're doing well. Launch angle, don't worry about that, to be fair. Your azimuth, as we have to push and pull, I think more visually you'll see that. It will just confirm you've gone left or right. Side spin on the last one wasn't too bad, but obviously the ball did start way right, okay? Carry and total distance are going to be with the ball speed, okay? But offline, if the offline is again a little bit, that last one was obviously one of the big. For me, 10 to 12 yards, I guess, either way is on the fairway, or on the green itself. Most greens sort of 10 to 15 yards wide there. So if you've got a bit of leeway either way, which you're going to have anyway. So bringing the side spin down, just improving that club face into impact, making sure the club face is square as you hit the golf ball, not aiming way to the right, okay? And the reasons why it was going to the right, as we said, setup being very close and bending, causing tension, and then impact, the elbow lifting, and I think we're keeping the head down as well. We'll sort of certainly add to that. So, okay, happy with that? Yeah, makes sense.
Thank you.
Good man. Okay.